Welcome to the Ready, Set, Collaborate podcast with Wanda Pearson with my guest, Farrell Middleton. He's the founder of the Bell Curve of Life. I am so excited to have you, Farrell, on my podcast starting and Happy New Year. It's a new year, a new start, and Farrell is starting off with actually creating his own book. So say hi to the audience, Farrell.
Hello, everybody. And Juan, I want to thank you so much for having me on here. I love getting on here early in January. I'm going to give your audience something to think about, and it's going to help them have a very successful 2025, both personally and professionally. I'm your guy today. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. That's exactly what I want to hear. We got to get everybody started with 2025.
That's right.
We call it a new year, new you. I'm actually doing training on the whole month of new year, new
Okay.
year. So,
I like that.
but thank you so much for being on here. But let me tell you a little bit about Farrell. Farrell Middleton is the founder of the Bell Curve of Life. His mission and focus are to add value by promoting positive changes for individuals and organizations. The goal is to help people become A-level performers and to help business owners and leaders create A-level environments. If both can be achieved, success will follow and failure will be rare. That's so true. I tell you, you just follow the process, right?
It is absolutely true.
Yeah. Yeah. This is accomplished by focusing on positive attitudes, leadership, and management directives, strong communication skills, and enhanced team dynamics. I love that, Farrell, because working at IBM for 36 years, it was about teamwork. How can you work together? How can you be successful in your business? And I wouldn't have been at IBM for 36 years if I didn't do that. And I was a team leader. So what you said here is positive attitudes, leadership, and management directives. That's so important. But communication skills, and I tell my husband, communication is the key to success, right?
It is absolutely, absolutely. And I
Yeah.
could go on for hours about communication, but we don't have
Oh,
time for that today. Maybe
yeah.
next time.
It's funny, yeah, I told Dennis, I said, we got 4 C's, and that's why we've been married for 43 years.
Okay.
Communication, commitment, compromise, and consideration.
Oh, I love that.
Those
Yeah.
are the 4 C's, and I had them write it down, Dennis, write it down.
Yeah.
Had them write it down, and those are the four C's, and not in just relationships, but also in businesses.
Mm.
I would think so. But tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about your personal self.
Okay. Personally, I'm a lifelong Georgian. I grew up in Savannah and moved to Atlanta in 1982 to go to college. And I have married my high school sweetheart. Her name is Kathy. We met in early 1981. I guess that's 44 years ago now. And we've been married for 38. We have two adult daughters who are both now married. My youngest daughter got married about 2 weeks ago. And we're now grandparents. My oldest daughter has a 9-month-old grandchild, and they both live here in Atlanta. And my personal life is just fantastic. I turned 60 last year. I'm in my second career, and I'm just in a great place. I'm in a really good place personally. Love being here with that, but we're a close family, and it all matters. It all matters.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, Dennis and I actually, well, we met in college in New Jersey, but we actually got married August 29th, 1981.
Okay,
So we actually been married 43 years. We'll be 44 in August.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that is so funny when you said 81. I said, that sounds familiar. Oh, yeah, that's the year that I got married.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, I'm only 60, and I met her
Yeah.
when I was 16 years old. Do the
That,
math.
that's what I said. That's what I said. I retired when I was 60 at IBM from IBM.
Yeah,
I was a baby when I started
gotcha.
IBM.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Wow, that is so amazing. So provide your performance, professional history, and current focus. What is your
Okay.
professional?
Sure. Professional history. I went to Georgia Tech, graduated with honors in 1986, so with a degree in building construction. Went into the home building industry here in Atlanta. Immediately, I spent 36 quality years. I like to say I gave it 36 years of unconditional love. And anybody believes that, give me a wink, wink. But no, I had a very successful career, and I was a manager at the age of 22. And I have touched about 10,000 houses in some form or fashion. I was a high volume guy. I worked with both privately held and publicly traded companies here in Atlanta, and I had a very good career. But about 5 years ago, I decided I was ready to pursue my long awaited second career of being a teacher, speaker, and soon to be published author. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But like I said, I'm only 60 years old. I've got a lot of years left, and I was just ready to provide a different type of service to the community. My first career was fantastic as a home builder, but I was ready to do something a little bit different. That's why I made the change a few years ago. And currently, as you mentioned, the name of my company is called the Bell Curve of Life, and it is a unique personal and professional growth and development program that is my unique creation. And I've got a deep portfolio of material that relates to attitude, relationship building, communication skills, and things of that nature. I am a very practical guy with practical experience, and I want to share that with as many people as I can to help them live a better life. That might sound kind of corny, but Wanda, that's my focus right now. It's what I was meant to do. I'm so excited about it.
I am so excited to when your book comes out, but no, definitely, I really can connect with you as far as that
Mhm.
because being real and being able to work with people honestly, that really makes a big difference. So, can you explain the concept of bell curve of life and how it applies to personal and professional success?
Sure, sure, yes. Basically, with regard to the bell curve, everybody remembers the bell curve for middle school. 20% are in the upper category, 60% are in the middle, and 20% in the lower category of behavior, skills, performance, and results. And my goal is to help individuals get into that top 20% of whatever it is they want to do, either personally or professionally. Not everybody can be great at everything. Let's be very clear. I want to have people identify the areas that they're well suited for and have them work on those, hone those skills, be the best they can be at it. And then other areas that are of interest or need, if you're not doing as good at those as you need to, I want to help you get better at it. My material is very practical and it's timeless. These principles can be reviewed in 1 year, 5 years, or 20 years, and the fundamentals are still going to be the same. And again, we're talking attitudes, relationship building, communication skills. Those basic fundamentals, Wanda, they just don't change.
Yes,
They
yes,
don't. And so I
yes.
just want people to take a different perspective on it and engage with the material, and hopefully I can help them. And if somebody comes to me with a positive attitude and an open mind, I can help them. There's no doubt in my mind. And that is my big focus at this point in time. And my major material is, this is relative to our historical educational grading scale, A, B, C, D, and F. If you put a C performer in an A environment, they can become an A performer. If you put an A performer in a C environment, they will more than likely drift towards C performance and they will probably leave. There are a few exceptions, as there are to everything, but that's the general premise. And if a business owner or leader wants to attain A performance from associates and external partners, then they need to create an A environment. And I've identified traits of A performers, and I have developed a blueprint for an A environment. And that is my main material at this point in time. Very excited about it.
That's awesome. And actually, there comes my next question that I want to ask you. In your experience, how does someone's life history, upbringing, challenges, education affect their position on the success curve? And you just talked
Oh,
about that.
yeah, it's basically everything. And look, I worked hard. Everybody works hard. And I was given some. I grew up in a middle class family from Savannah. I'm the youngest of four children. My parents divorced, and they remarried. I've got a couple of half brothers from a second marriage. Yeah, I've got a life like everybody else does.
Mhm.
But basically, it matters how you approach the days. And my main overall tenet with my program is that a positive attitude and time spent effectively will drive the success of your journey. And I'm big on attitude. We've already mentioned that. Huge. It is the facet in life that has the most influence over your success and happiness. And another thing that's come recently into my program that I've gotten really good traction on is I call it wake up frame of mind. Your
Mhm.
day starts when you pull your head up off your pillow. It's going to set the stage for whether good day, mediocre day, poor day. Other things come into play, of course, with traffic and weather and kids and pets and all that kind of stuff. It starts when you pull your head up off your pillow. And if you can approach the day in a good frame of mind, you've got a really good chance of succeeding at whatever it is you choose to do that day. I'm convinced of it. Convinced of it.
Absolutely. I love that wake up frame of mind. We need to get a poster with that wake up frame of mind. If you wake up
Yeah.
today.
And it actually starts the night before.
Yeah, you're
Head on
right.
the pillow. I'm not a clinical psychologist. I'm not a sleep expert. I'm just a regular guy. But it makes sense. If you go to bed with a good frame of mind, you got a pretty darn good chance of waking up with a good frame of mind. So that's how I advise my clients. So
That's awesome. And actually, you talk about frame of mind. So, what mindset shifts are necessary for business owners? And we're going to get into business here to
okay.
push through plateaus and continue growing their businesses.
Okay. That's such a good question. My blueprint for an A environment consists of seven main components, and they are in this order of importance: vision, leadership, structure, commitment, discipline, communication, and relationships. And a combination of those 7 factors is what will drive and form the culture of a company. And what I advise my clients to do when I have the opportunity is we explore all of those 7 components. When I have, I can do this in about an hour and a half. We explore all 7 of them in some detail, and then we identify the areas that are the weak points. Okay. The vision and leadership might be great, but you know what, man, we're not really communicating very well. I'm like, okay, let's work on communication. Work on the things that need to be worked on. One thing that I was guilty of in my career that I really don't like to do, never did, is I hate solutions looking for problems, fruitless tasks, and unnecessary analysis. Work on the things you need to work on. Find your pain points, and let's work on getting them better. And that's what I do. And that's for a business owner, to answer your question, for a business owner to, let's say, move to the next level. I believe that's the way you phrased it. If they can focus energy and effort on those 7 components, that will align them to be able to take whatever steps they want to take. That's the formula for it.
I love it. Now tell us those 7 steps again, so
Okay.
people can hear this again.
Sure. I'll go slow. And they are in this order of importance: vision, leadership, structure, commitment, discipline, communication, and relationships. And for example, back to what you mentioned a few minutes ago with the 4 C's of having a good life. In my commitment material, I've got 4 areas of commitment that business owners need to have as a focus. Commit to the vision and the direction of the company. Number 1. Number 2, commit to your internal associates, your staff members, all that kind of stuff. Commit to them to provide a good environment, pay them well, give them good reviews, all that stuff that makes somebody want to come back and work for you the next day. Next, commit to your external partners. Those are the people and companies that support your business on a routine basis. For example, for me, they were the trade base, the framers and cabinet guys and landscapers. Also closing attorneys, mortgage professionals. I needed them every day to perform, to produce my products. So commit to them and they will commit back to you. And finally, and most important, all those other commitments wrap up to committing to your customers. You have to commit to customers that you're going to deliver the product of the value and quality that they expect based on the relationship of the transaction. And that can vary in all types of ways, but whatever it is that you are producing and providing, do it in a quality fashion, commit to your customers, and success will come. But
That's
those are
awesome.
the 7. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Listen, you put some big, great nuggets out here, Farrell.
Hope
I mean,
so.
that's what we really need to know. And what you're doing with your partners is collaboration. And that's why I actually named this podcast Ready, Set, Collaborate, because
There you go.
we have to collaborate with one another in order to be successful, to help our clients,
Hmm.
so it makes a big difference in that collaboration and the commitment and communication. Yep.
Oh,
Everything. I
yeah.
didn't know you were going to say these, but yeah, those are our words here. So I think we're on the right track here as
I think
far as.
we are. Man, we're kindred spirits here. There's no doubt in my mind. And then one other thing, real quick, on the relationships. I believe the relationship's a glue that holds everything together. And quality relationships are critical. No matter if you're a sole proprietor, large business, whatever, you were with IBM for 36 years, a huge company, all that kind of stuff. How many sole proprietors do both you and I need? They still need people. But the key is, and again, this is just such important information material here. Transactions make the world go around. Okay. We have to have products and services delivered and money changes hands and this, that, and the other. We all provide services, got to get paid for it, all that kind of stuff. Very important. Relationships create transactions. So I like to advise people focus on quality, healthy relationships. The transactions will follow. They will, without a doubt. Relationships are just so important.
Yes, you're absolutely right, because that's how I start building more of we've been in leadership for 26 years.
Mhm.
That's how I actually got out here, and that social work in me built relationships with people. And it's
Sure.
about trust. It's about trust, like, and know that person and the relationships to
Mhm.
build that relationship to get transactions, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so no, that is so true. And
Yeah.
I
And
love it.
one thing real quick on that, on the relationship side of things, when things are going well, it's easy. The true measure is when things don't go as planned. That's where the quality relationships come in to solve problems, be productive, be successful, that kind of thing. And that's where the high quality relationships come in, is when things don't go well. And that's the true measure of good relationships.
Absolutely. You just said a mouthful. I tell you, it really does make a big difference. And I'm sure, and we're going to talk about your book in a minute. So let me ask you about creating the A-level success in business. What strategies do successful entrepreneurs use to maintain an A-level success across different life phases?
Okay. Oh, wow. What a great question. Basically, with the 7 components that we've already mentioned, it is a continual and routine focus on those. Now, you don't have to look at them every single day and all that kind of stuff, but you have to keep them in the back of your mind. And if one of them gets a little out of whack or underperforming, then, put some attention there. Make sure you get it back in collaboration. But there are other things that come into the picture with this as well. Number one is group problem solving. Big deal. You got to be able to solve problems. Another one that is enormous, and you're going to know exactly what I mean when I say this because you were with IBM for 36 years. Internal customer service
Yes.
is huge.
Yes.
I struggled with that in many years of my home building career. I was with several companies over the years and that kind of thing. But if you don't have good internal customer service,
Mhm.
in which your associates and external partners are collaborating to get your products and services to the marketplace, how in the world do you think you can provide good external customer service?
Absolutely.
You just got to take care of the inside stuff, and that's where it comes into committing to your associates, committing to your external partners. If you can wake up every day in that good frame of mind and fulfill the commitments that you've made, that's how you will have continual success. And when things do go south, and they will,
Mhm.
they always do. It's a matter of how quickly can you refocus on the area that needs attention. Put the finger in the hole in the dam, or however you want to phrase it. All kinds of phrases that we all know. But again, address the things that need to be addressed to make sure that they're in good order.
That's a great answer. I tell you, it really does. And you can tell that you know what you're talking about here.
Thank you.
So, can you share a personal story of someone who overcame challenges and achieved the A-level success through strategic life choices?
Oh gosh, wow. That is a very good one. And let me come up with a good one here. Yes, there was an individual that I hired years ago as an assistant construction superintendent, and he was doing a good job for us. He wanted to advance, but he just never really got to that level of advancement. He wasn't committed enough every day. He had some other distractions outside in his life. He was a young guy. He used to race snowmobiles and things like that. He had all kinds of warts, stitches, and scars, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, that's great, but it's time to grow up. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we spent a few years together, and then we ended up parting ways, and he moved on. But he called me a couple of years later, and he was looking for career advice. And he said, Farrell, he said, I've grown up. And at this point, he was maybe in his mid 30s, maybe late 30s, and he was married at this point, had a child. And he said, I've got a really good opportunity with a company out, I think it was in California, maybe. And he said, what do you think I should do? And I said, what I think you should do is go with your heart first and go with your brain second. If this makes sense, if you've grown up, if you've matured, then, and it was a high level responsibility, I said, go for it. And he did. And it turned out very successfully. So I watched him as a young adult, just free spirit, a little casual with his attitude, professionally, that kind of stuff. I watched him grow over the years. And then we parted ways for a few years, and he called me back, and he had matured into a very nice young man, and he's very successful these days. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a great question. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome because it's always somebody, and it's funny because me doing these, I was actually in the international virtual networking group, and one of the young ladies I did the podcast, she's from Barbados. Now she's in the UK,
Okay.
and I didn't know I actually helped her grow up because she never did Facebook Live, she never did a cast. And what she said about me, I was like, wow, I didn't know it because you don't know what you help other people do
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
and how you become like a mentor to them and not even realize you're being a mentor to them, you know. But
Hmm.
he called you. He could have called anybody else. But see, you were
Yeah.
real. You told him what he needed to do.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I got a 19-year-old grandson. I'm still trying to, I
Yeah.
know exactly what you mean. So
Mhm.
we're winding it down, but tell me about your book that's coming out
Okay.
in a couple of weeks.
All right. Very excited about that. Yes. It's called, shockingly, A Performer, A Environment. It's a very simple title. This is what has been termed signature material. I heard that from another speaker and author. He said you have to identify your signature material, and this is what it's turned into. It used to be just one of my topics in my program, but it's turned into something different in the last couple of years. But basically, this is a guide to help people be better performers and create better environments. It's 23 chapters, 11 chapters on A Performer, 12 chapters on A Environment, and it's going to be an easy read on the eyes. Okay, it's formatted very nicely. I've gone the self-publishing route, and he has helped me craft my message. It's my material, but he's a professional writer, and he's really helped me. It's going to deliver a very good message, and it's about personal growth. And one of the things, this is a great time of year to say this,
Yeah.
if you're looking for New Year's resolution type of stuff, I'm not your guy. Okay. And my book is not for you. All right. Those things come and go. I'm sure everybody by now has gone through what is it? They call it Failure Friday or whatever it is.
That's the first
I
time I heard that one.
heard on the radio, but no, I'm about long-term growth, and it's not hard. It's basic, logical, common sense stuff that if you can just wake up every day and do something better, then you're going to be in a better place. And I've got two very specific audiences for my book. And we've all heard the term, Wanda, go big or go home, correct? I'm
Yes.
going big with my book. And this is who I want to read my book. Every working professional should read this book, especially owners, directors, and managers, because it will give you great insight into creating A environments and then helping develop A performers with your staff. So everybody working now will get something out of this book. My next group, again, I'm going big here, any young adult who has recently finished their education by earning a diploma, a certificate, or a degree and is ready to enter the professional world, this is the first book they should read. It's going to set them up just in a mindset to say, okay, this is how I engage in the workplace. This is what I need to do to be an A performer. How can I help create and maintain an A environment? And so those people about to get in the workforce, seriously, this is the first book they should read. And graduation season is right around the corner.
Yes, it
This would
is.
make an excellent graduation gift for either your child or your niece or nephew, grandchild, a friend's kid, whatever the case may be. It's going to be about a $20 book, give or take in that range, $25. A wonderful investment. It will get these young adults on a clear path for success, and their careers can flourish if they take a few hours and read this book. I'm
That's awesome.
convinced of it. I'm convinced of
That's
it.
that's awesome. So really, colleges, you need to probably go to colleges.
I'm working on it. Yeah. I know some educators. Yes, I've got a lot of folks. Man, I've got so many people I want to talk to about this book. I can't wait to where I can say, okay, it's now published. Go get it. Obviously, it's on all the places, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all the outlets. It's going to be published like every other book, but it's going to be out there. But yeah, I got a lot of people I want to talk to about this book.
That's awesome. I am so excited for you because I tell you, your book should have been out years ago.
I
Years ago.
wish I knew somebody like me 30 years ago.
Yes.
I really do.
But listen, this is it's a great resolution to really start. It's
Absolutely.
year 2025. And that's what my episodes I want to do. I want to bring value. I want to empower people, educate. I'm going to educate, empowering
Excellent.
people to get with entrepreneurs to get it out here to know what's going on here. So, if
Mhm.
there was a one key takeaway about navigating the bell curve of life and business success, what would it be?
I would say focus on positive attitudes, internal customer service, and commitment. I gave you three answers. Sorry about that.
No, it all goes together. No, it's great. What are those three answers again?
They are attitude and commitment was the third one, and internal customer service. You've
Awesome.
got to have your house in order to be able to effectively produce your product and service. You have to.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Awesome. It was so great talking with you, Phil. You taught me a lot of things here. I'm definitely gonna be listening to your
Well,
podcast.
good. Good. Hey, you know what? Anybody can get, I want them to walk away with something. You gave you
Yeah.
something,
No,
right?
you really gave a lot of great tips and nuggets and education
Excellent.
for the audience. And I really hope that they listen to this and make sure they share and follow and download the episode. But thank you so much for being on my Ready, Set, Collaborate podcast
Oh, fantastic.
2025. Can you believe it's
All right.
2025?
It is 2025. Believe it or not, it's
I
crazy.
know, I know.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Farrell, for being on my podcast,
Okay.
Ready, Set, Collaborate. So,
All right.
audience, make sure you follow and make sure you get Farrell. He's gonna when the podcast comes out, he's gonna tell you where you can get his book. It's gonna be on Barnes and Noble. What's the name of the book again, Farrell?
It's called A Performer, A Environment.
A Performer, A Environment. So,
Very simple title. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
the A Performer, A Environment guy.
great. And I'm gonna have that in the show notes as well when you send that to me. So,
Okay. All right. Do you have
definitely,
my contact information there as well?
yes, please send your
Excellent.
contact, your link, and all of your social media contact information. But thank you for being on my podcast, Ready, Set, Collaborate. I'm glad we finally connected.
All right. Me too. I know it's been a little while, but I can't thank you enough. I've had a wonderful time with you, and what a great way to start the year. I really can't thank you enough for letting me join you today.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, audience. So, Ready, Set, Collaborate with Wanda Pearson. Make sure you go to every podcast platform. So, make sure you follow, share these podcasts. There's some great information from some of my guests that I've had on this podcast. So, thanks again, Farrell. You have a happy new year.
Okay. Thanks, you too. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.